And off we go into the second semifinal of Rust Brain Cup 6 qualifier number 2. Agent from Russia versus Lucifer from South Korea, obviously. We know that much. And here they are. We don't have a
picture for Agent.
Of Agent. Exactly.
Do we have a name? What's his name?
I don't know. We don't. I don't know. Maybe it's on Wikipedia. But we don't.
I'm gonna check it out. If it's Yuri, I get €5 from you. Or Boris. Is that racist? Maybe. There's no agent entry.
Against the Russian race. There must be a entry because we got his data. With a 3. His name is Dmitry Gilfanov.
Damn, Dmitry, that would also have been a good one.
So, Human vs. Undead, always kind of a pleasure to watch. Last refuge it is, so... Yeah, Mountain King or Archmage? That's the big question here.
Ah, it's Agent with the 3, right. 30 years old himself!
Yes.
You're a spring chicken compared to him, Neo.
1.5 years younger.
Yeah, every day counts.
So, Fiend opening with an early DK and an Archmage here, so no Mountain King surprise. I feel like Agent has been around forever as well. I think when I first opened the GoodGame.ru forums in like 2007 or so, he was already there, or 6 even.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Very dedicated, very loyal, just like we.
Just not as successful.
That's mean.
Well, he is in the semifinals, so...
So, he's almost as good as you as a player.
A player's forces are under attack.
DK running across, being aggressive immediately. It's the old school approach. This will be too slow to do anything about the green camp. First, from Human. Is he maybe gonna start creeping here himself? The High Priest would be the usual target, but no. He's gonna look for some peasant kills, water elementals, maybe harass the Archmage. Oh, and that's where the first call flies.
Alright. Pressure immediately. Goes to the corpse, has skeletons. There's no arcane tower in the base, and a herd water
really
elemental.
greedy, man. No arcane.
Seems like Lucifer has a few connection problems here, but doesn't really look like it, right? Like he's moving and all.
Yeah. Tier 2 starts for the undead. With the Ted Fiend build order, the first few fiends will be coming out next. There's no backpack for him, however, so won't be able to reinforce with new rods of necromancy. Some of those skeletons were attacking the peasants in the main, haven't found any kills, but did force them off of lumber for quite a while. AM did get level 2, that's important. His aura now available. When's he gonna move out here against the natural? Should be very soon. Easy to take after all. 6 peasants should be more than enough to do it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, there's no fiend reinforcements, there's no ghouls coming, it's not super aggression by Lucifer. With a very interesting building position, by the way. Leaving up the bottom part of his base.
Todd and Chechi, by the way, also played on this map yesterday, and I found a new trick. When the human creeps these murlocs, which we just saw here, you can wake up the golem and then pull him south, and then the golem starts fighting with the murlocs. That was really bad for Todd. Last hit of the ogre should go to the DK. Did he get it? No, he missed it! Too late.
Okay, that was close though. But where did he get the experience from? It's not enough for the ogre, but it's too much for a peasant.
Maybe it was like one of the creeps.
Oh, yeah.
One of the other
Archmage is kind of low though. Doesn't have boots here. There is one more coil, and he doesn't have the aura. Like with Unholy Aura, of course, would be an easy kill, but I think he can get out, and that leaves a lot of time for his expansion now.
Yeah, and there's no more skeletons. There's only a single DK and Fiend. The aggression potential is very limited. Now at the rod, at the shop, he's gonna reinforce with rods, and his favorite item, the sacrificial skull.
Ooh, already
being purchased once again.
Is it for creeping then?
Player's force
Or
Nice,
is he
gonna
pure out
attack
aggression
with it.
What?
Usually I feel he's going to attack the expansion with it. He does this quite a lot, and every time I feel it's super underwhelming. Really good footy scout, by the way, from Agent. Saw these fiends coming. He still finished the creep camp. That's his level 3 replenishment. The perfect drop for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And here comes.
But alright, here we go. No acolytes attached to this, so it's just for the region as long as he has no unholy aura. I like.
Again, he's skipping the arcane. Dude, he is so greedy.
Yes. He has a lot of footmen, therefore. There's always the potential to surround someone.
And now only 2 peasants are left. Thankfully, the town hall was close to being done, so it's still a significant delay. But could have been worse. And now the expo is finally up.
And the Lich is coming. Slaughterhouse, he's not rushing tier 3 immediately, but going for the infrastructure first. Lumber mill is already up as well, plus the shop for Agent, so it's just a matter of time before he starts to tech, which still didn't happen. He has a little bit of lumber issues. He's not mining yet. Okay.
Players'
Not
forces
ideal.
are under attack.
Agent has the money for a tech. Should he go for it now? Ideally, you want to start the tech before the towers. Once the tech's starting, you set up a whole bunch of towers. You distract with the footies, and then you turtle. McTurtle face. But he's not attacking at the moment. Making more and more peasants. He's not satisfied yet with the number of ones he has. Of course, he's going to need quite a bit of lumber going into those later tech stages. And there's an arcade tower coming up finally for Agent, but this may in fact even be getting cancelled.
Mana Stone is so good with this Death Knight now. And level 2, there's so much regen. And yeah, the tower is not up, plus the Fiends, plus the Lich. This will be cancelled. So free reign to attack the workers with Nova.
I think that was a pretty big mistake by Agent. After he was level 3, he had set up his expo. He should have been aggressive with these footies. Not necessarily all the way to the undead base, but, you know, position himself in the middle of the map, not give up his weak underbelly here so easily. These peasants at this expansion. And as it is now...
So many kills for Lucifer, man. He executes this really well.
And this expo is still so damn accessible. So vulnerable. Tech has started, by the way. Mass militia coming from the main. These have to repel the undead forces. Usually there's supposed to be a lot of footies helping with this. But he only has 3 left. Again, the greed. I don't think he has defend. In fact, it's finishing right now. It's pretty late. Oh, AM. Super low.
He has another Scroll of Regen, has to use it, but that was the final one. The shop is pretty far away from the base. The first statue is coming for healing. The DK needs a little bit. Should maybe move to the Blight, but he kind of wants the damage from Frostborn. Tier 3 is on the way. I mean, this is not usually where the undead is scary. The scary part is still to come.
Yeah. I think Agent was way too greedy. Not enough arcanes early on, and then the footy positioning. Those were his big mistakes.
I mean, he's playing against a player that is way better than him on paper. So we wanted to cut some corners and try something, I guess, something different. But it was, as you said, way too risky. Level 3 now. He leveled up so fast after the initial harass.
And for Fiends, there's no way you can repair against all that piercing damage. Even with, what is this, 10 peasants. GG, AM dies, 1-0 for Lucifer.
That was pretty quick. How much was it? Like 8 minutes? Yeah, 8 minutes 30. Ay, that hurts. But now, it's map choice for Agent. Maybe he has some special strategies himself, or a map where he feels super comfortable on. Echo Isles, maybe, if it's not vetoed.
AZ, he says. There can be a super scary map against Night Elves, early expanding. Against Undead, usually it works out pretty damn well. So that's our game and map number 2. Very nice here of Mikey PX donating a sub to Insuperable Mr. Ghoul Surrounds. Welcome to the sub squad.
Greetings to Canada, and of course greetings to Mikey, to I guess California. And yeah, AZ. As a human, I think it's a pretty much 50-50 map. So I'm surprised by this pick.
Yeah, you can take the expansion fairly easily. The issue is it's really close to the undead base, so Destroyer Push or Meatwagon Siege starts very early. And it's not like you can turtle up and creep up second and third hero too easily, which is something that usually humans in the late game want to do. because there's so few creep camps and it's so hard to take, and yeah, I don't like the map too much for human either. But it's his choice anyways, and we load in.
Alrighty! Match points for Lucifer. He would meet with Sonic in the final. And didn't we see a Lucifer? And wasn't that the final of Walker 3 Alive Cup? Sonic versus Lucifer?
Yeah, Lucifer defeated Happy, right?
Yeah, and then...
In the semifinal.
Yeah. And then later on it was... Oh, that was a lot of fun. That was a great series.
Did we cast that?
Yeah, I did. I don't know what you did.
I don't think I did.
Gotta look it up on YouTube.
YouTubes. So, dude, this is a ghoul opening.
Nice.
This is the standard build against, you know, Night Elf. And usually I said, fast expanding here is easy. If you get harassed by 5 ghouls and a level 2 DK, this is super scary. Extremely scary.
I'm trying to find the Walker 3 Alive Cup cast. And there we go. Did you cast it or not? It was March 10. I did it alone. Okay. So you're excused, you didn't see that. But it was Sonic versus Lucifer in the grand final. So cool to see a rematch, maybe. If ag3nt is not turning this around. But yeah.
Maybe.
Ghoul build order by Lucifer. Ente plays this as well, if I'm not mistaken. If this works, the game could be over in like 4 minutes 30.
Yeah, this needs to be scouted by the human. Needs to be reacted to. The reaction has to be a lot more militia. You cannot creep this with only 5. You're gonna get wrecked. Usually, humans on this map will scout early on with a footy, because you don't really need all of your footies to creep the laboratory first, which is the standard. Actually, if he goes for an instant expansion here, which is very unusual against Undead, but if he does, that should be really good, because the DK will very, very likely go creep towards level 2 first.
Alright, he is going to the laboratory. Or... yeah. If you switch my headphones real quick.
Hotfix Guru was also very generous, gifting a sub to McDerp 1712. How nice of you, and welcome, McDerpy Derp. So AM finds gloves and Tome of Intelligence. Not too bad. DK starts creeping with his ghouls. Pretty easy and quick here against the Renegade. Will be level 2 very quickly, and he'll be able to move south very fast after that. But the Footman has scouted the main. So now he knows what's up. He knows it's a ghoul build. And he has to react accordingly.
Okay, what is reacting accordingly to this?
More militia.
Yeah, more militia, you said that. And it is 7. Is it enough?
And I think Lucifer's making quite the mistake here. He didn't leave going south immediately after taking the first camp. Usually you should leave immediately and only the skeletons kill the little shitty wizard, and that's level 2. But he took a little longer here. I mean, he's basically in retirement age, so we can excuse that, I guess. And now he's moving south. But this creep camp's dead already.
He can creep this, yeah, uncontested, man. There was a skeleton for a little while, but it's level 3. It's not even hurt. I mean, he gets experience from the water elemental if he uses that.
Yeah.
But...
he's sending all the militia back.
yeah.
I don't think that's necessary. Level 2 water elementals are pretty good against ghouls. But it's still a lot of undead stuff here, lots of skeletons and ghouls and all, so the harass may have been later than it should have been, but it's still delaying the expo pretty well.
Alrighty, tower is halfway up as well.
The undead tech is super late though.
Yeah.
Did
For
like
a ghoul build, this is really late.
Yeah, did he like mess up his ghoul production or something? This should be way faster.
Maybe he pulled before he had the lumber or something?
He should have been able to tech on 22 supply, but yeah, this is a lot later.
It's late in Korea though, so may forgive him the lack of concentration.
So the militia go towards the gold mine again, and will start making that expo. Halfway through is the undead tech. DK close to level 3 actually. The Archmage might find himself in trouble with this again soon.
The expansion, by the way, did not start yet. Or did he start? Oh, no, the militia duration is still up. This is it's also a very late expansion. I think Lucifer's timing is still okay with his tech. I mean, tech is 60% done before the town hall build starts.
Oh, he's making the towers first?
Whoa.
Why? Is he afraid of what? Guards?
Yeah, maybe. Could be a good guard play though. Right from that.
Usually, they're not too impressive against Archmage.
This is what we expected to see with the initial creep already. Ghouls and the workers annihilating them.
And now there's only one peasant left. Ah, two. Okay. But this X4 is so late. Jesus. And tier 2 is going to be done soon. There's going to be a tier 3 rush after from Lucifer most likely, and 2 slaughterhouses coming up as well. And if you can keep the human on his side all the time defending, this is going to be such a dangerous destroyer push.
A player's forces are under attack.
Okay, can he build like 1,000,000 towers until then? He has a good resource. He forgets about the power build. Here we go. So he's catching up a little, but here's tier 2. Here's the Lich. Here are Fiends. And Ghouls are okay, I guess. He can pull 4 if he wants to. Oh, losing 1. Not that great. DK is coming in.
Level 3.
Nice. That's a pretty quick level 3, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. Kills another one. Gives up 2 ghouls for this though. 2 ghouls for 2 peasants. You're not the best trade, but he did get level 3. So I guess it's fine.
This time he attacks, and this is already way better than on Last Refuge, because he cancels the slaughterhouse, so the statue will arrive later. But he's losing 1 footy. He's losing 2 footies. It's okay though. They are dispensable.
And the high amount of ghouls here is really good against the footman. Defend wouldn't do anything even if he had it, which I don't believe he does. Lich out now. He has the Rod of Necromancy. Lots of mana. Not kind of okay mana on the DK. So level 2 coil, level 1 Nova. This AM needs to be careful where he positions himself.
He has boots though, so movement is a little better. He has 1 tower and 1 arcane. Plus a shop up front, which is not finished yet. It's only 2 fiends, so it's not as powerful as the go on Last Refuge, but he keeps on creeping, getting a Tome of Intelligence, which is also nice, and Wand of Illusion, which he might, like, he can trick the towers with it, maybe, to soak up that damage.
Lucifer's still staying on tier 2. Yeah, greatly surprising me.
Maybe it's a wagon push, Remo.
Tier 2 wagon push. Oh, Zeppelin! Oh, damn, he's gonna drop the main!
Drop the main.
And there's no towers in there. But there is a lot of militia which can be called. Well...
Nova though.
Like
and a Shredder. He's sniping the Shredder, which I really, really like. Fiend is dying though. He was maybe afraid of flying, so he couldn't move in with the Zeppelin.
The human base was not walled off, by the way. He could have just walked in. But that's okay. Zeppelin's still nice. So he needs to buy time for this guard tower in the back. But it's looking difficult, man. This is 2 fiends, 4 ghouls, a whole bunch of skeletons, and 2 heroes. Archmage, Coil Nova. He has the invul, thankfully. Gonna pop it early here, 15 seconds, but after that he's in trouble again. There's 1 more coil, needs to burn this. Actually uses the coil defensively on a ghoul right there, but the arcane is gonna fall. And now, Agent has like nothing.
Yep. More slaughter going on here in the human capital.
More slaughter in the house.
Slaughter in the house, indeed. In the capital of Agent's nation. But this is a broken main base.
It sure is.
A player's forces
He didn't, or he won't lose his tech though. That's a good thing. But level 4 DK before 9 minutes is pretty crazy. Of course, Coil is gonna cancel the healing here. And GG! That was a very fast series. So we have our final. It's the rematch of Warcraft 3 Alive Cup number 2. And that is Lucifer versus Sonic. We're gonna send you into a small break, the last break of the day. And then we'll be right back here at Back to Warcraft with the answer to who's gonna qualify for Rust Brain Cup number 2 after Foggy. See you in a bit.